Hello and welcome to Rush Racing League as we return to continue the Division 4 coverage of Season 8, and it is time for round 15, and it is the sprint race once again at Interlagos. All very much looking forward to this one today. We're just getting into the server, just getting things going today. My name is George Cook, and I'm going to be joined today by It's Dido. Dido, welcome in round 15. Hopefully, looking forward to this one.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, looking forward to this one. It's looking dry at the moment. Usually a bit wet here, but no rain at the moment, mate. Sprint weekend too.
Yep, exactly right. And we like it when there's a little bit of rain. I think I enjoy it when there's a little bit of rain, for sure. But of course, that means sprint qualifying is going to be coming up on your screens in a few moments' time. And we're going to be running through all of that quickly before we get there. Of course, it is the Brazilian Grand Prix. So 52 times held here in the real Formula One, 4.3 kilometer track distance. And that is a fairly complicated little infield section that you've got to worry about. And that long back run, of course, all the way down to that first tricky corner. And that is going to be where we're going to see a lot of overtakes today. In terms of our current championships, driver championships, Ricciardo has managed to take the top spot away from Pep in that last round. He won the feature race. So that means Ricciardo's on top on 226 points, followed by Pep, Cooperbot, and Master. And then in the Constructors' Championship for Division 4, it is Aston Martin now on top as well. And they have obviously managed to get themselves past Mercedes in the last couple of rounds, but extending that lead to 395 points. Mercedes on 376 and Kick Sauber on 308. So lots to still play for here as we start to see cars filtering out the garage. So it's time for us to get down and out onto track.
Yeah, we'll see Ricciardo be the first. Oh no, sorry, Cooper the bot, I think. Yes, Cooper the bot first down on track, and you'll see most of these guys do their first run on a medium tyre, as you only get a medium and one soft in the sprint qualifying. Cooper has been rapid, as we've seen the last few weeks in qualifying and in the race. Been very hard to beat since he's joined Kick.
He's got a lot of pace on him, that man. I'm just dealing with a small issue. I think there is no game sound coming on through. So we're just looking at getting that fixed at the moment, ladies and gentlemen. So bear with us. So the game sound will return at some point. And welcome to chat. Remember, in chat, you can obviously redeem your channel points. So get yourself involved. You can go for a full on-board lap with anyone and name the driver. We'll go and do it. In Season 9, of course, if you've got 65,000 channel points, you get that redeemed as well. Vantage TV already into the chat saying, Stoin fans rise up. Clearly keen for the Ferraris to do well today, which they've had a bit of a resurgence, I have to admit, in the last few races.
Yeah, mate, they absolutely have. Stoin especially, and Flubber obviously, but Stoin, and since he's joined Flubber, they're both being podium contenders. Cooper the bot just starting his lap, burning a little bit of battery through Sector 1, obviously purple. Has a little bit of traffic in front of him, but that will actually work in his advantage. This track's quite interesting. It's not everyone's favourite, as he actually holds it flat through there, no problems, no snaps in the rear either for Cooper, so he's got a very solid setup this quali session.
Exactly right.
Yeah, sorry.
I was just going to say, the infield section. Are you on board with Cooper or with Ricciardo? So we've had the live stream is now up on Discord as well, and I've been told that we can hear the game. So that's good. It's just a me problem at the moment.
Okay, yeah, we're watching Ricciardo. Okay, yeah, we can definitely hear the game now.
Okay, good. Thank goodness for that. Ricciardo comes round the last corner. Let's see what this first lap's going to look like. Of course, he is now in the Drivers' Championship lead. Keep the bot, though, who you were on board with, has done a 108.0. So let's see what Ricciardo can do. And it's straight to second place for him.
Yeah, 6/10 off. And Wogjet goes third on the soft, so that'd be frustrating. He probably didn't want to do it time on the soft tyre straight up. That's probably a little bit off the pace with the soft, but Cooper, look how quick that is on the medium. 1080, that's rapid.
It's outrageous, and 0.6 of a second off of what Ricciardo was able to do.
Dynasty's in the wall.
Oh dear, hold on. Oh yes, so he is, and that has happened down just as he's headed through turn 1. Oh dear,
Yeah.
oh dear. So that is a big issue for Dynasty. He's going to have a
Gotten out
chance
of
to
the
repair
way.
that. So
Yeah, he'll be okay. Yeah, plenty of time to go back out. Just frustrating because he won't get to do his bank a lap on the medium. He might still be able to get a little bit of a run in, but that won't be ideal for Dynasty. He'll still have time to get back, and he got out of the way of the Alpine, no problems. Master goes fastest with a 7.9, so that's rapid on the medium.
gee whiz.
That's
So some
very
good
quick.
times coming in, and the Astons will be absolutely keen to get that early advantage in qualifying. Of course, then we will see them advance through to the next stage. But at the moment, Two Door Gaming going up into third place. So the Kick Salvers putting some really good early laps on. Only just eclipsed by Master at the moment.
Yeah, very interesting at the top. Still a fair few guys yet to finish time. Obviously, finish their laps. Pep, Stoin, SJ, and Panic all sort of on laps. Uncle Morty also. Dynasty will definitely have to fix his wing, come back out. But Panic, it's hard to see who's actually on a lap.
It certainly is, and the McLarens at the moment still have to go and put in their early lap. Stointil put an early lap on Uncle Morty, and of course Dynasty, who will come out in that last little bit just as the track starts to evolve ever so slightly more towards the end of the qualifying session. Watching now, Cooper the Bot coming across the line. Can he improve? He can by, wow, a fair chunk as well. Just about a 10th, and manages to take the P1 spot. And in the meantime, Ricciardo goes up into P3.
Yeah, so it's Kick versus Aston in this early start of quali. Very rapid times up the top. Sammy the Summer also getting up in there with 108.2. Won't you be a bit frustrated with that time on the soft tyre too? 108.3, so he's a little bit off the pace on that softer tyre, moving a little bit further down. A few guys still yet to finish a lap. I think Stoin is the next to finish, who does have a big fan base, obviously, in the chat, and he goes P4, 108.0.
Very decent
Fastest
time there.
fast sector too, yeah.
Yep, and his teammate, of course, Flubber, who's coming in as a reserve for this round. Now going to go try something on the softs towards the end of the qualifying. Pep down in P9 is a bit of a surprise, as is Panic, a 108.5. But with the top four only separated by just over a 10th of a second, it's no doubt. We're seeing a few names down the bottom of the grid at the moment. The likes of Z Governor, who we all know as SJ. I'm sure with his reserve role to date, he will be trying to find some pace and get up into that top 10.
Yeah, I mean, there's only one spot off getting points tonight, obviously. With only 16 guys, so big chance for these guys reserving up to make sure they can get some points for their team. There's a few guys reserving up, actually, as you said, but this will be a bit of a lull now in quali before everyone comes out now, probably around the 3-minute mark. On the soft tyre, still a few guys coming out early. I think Morty doing his soft tyre runs early as well.
Yeah, I think
P13 currently.
Yeah, probably a sensible thing to be going out a little bit early if you don't want to get mixed up with all the rest of the traffic, or if you think you're slightly off the pace. Whatever the case, Z Governor, who we're on board with at the moment, going for his lap, coming through that mid-sector. Well, it's such a tricky part of the course to get absolutely right because there's so much margin, small errors.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's burning any battery, so he might be going around one more time. Got none, so he will start his lap, and this will be interesting here. We'll see what he can do, because he's got, I mean, he'll have enough time to go around again unless he's really under fueled, but this will be his last opportunity.
Let's do a lap with him, and maybe you can take us through the course corner by corner.
Yeah, mate, into turn one, he actually goes down a third. There are different strategies throughout the grid. Some go to fourth there. We'll burn a little bit of battery up to seventh, or from seventh, and this is a little bit of a waiting game. You want to get as much power through here as you can. He goes back down to fourth there. Some guys use fifth. Really easy to invalidate there. This corner you can take flat depending on your setup, as SJ does there. Very fast through there. No lockup. This is a tie lap from SJ. He just needs to keep it going. This is his last opportunity. He's only set at 110. Still got plenty of battery. We'll save that last bit of battery to burn up to the line. On the power nice and early here. No snaps through that fast left-hander, sorry. Fastest middle sector. Second, obviously, up on his time. See where this can put him. He'll burn the rest of his battery when he hits the DRS. Crosses the line, and he goes P7 with a 108.3.
Yep, very, very decent lap there from the McLaren reserve driver today. Looking out the rest of the field, Deadly Fuller. Looks like he's about to be on a lap as well. Yep, he's burning batteries, so he's going for it. Dynasty Sparrow has managed to get out of the pits and put in a respectable time of 108.4. He's jumped back into the pits. He's hopefully coming back out again to do another lap. But yeah, at the moment, we are in that lull period. So we just wait until that last little sprint, ironically, of qualifying does end up happening for SQ1. 2 minutes on the board here at a very sunny Brazilian Grand Prix. And this should be a good little format here with the sprint race today, I think.
Yeah, it gives everyone a bit of a chance of a warm-up before the main race. If you can't get that first quali in right, you get a second quali, obviously, before the main race. So it's liked by some. Obviously, no full quali, no one-shot quali tonight either. So it's just a big different event all around, really, for everyone.
Yeah, well, I have to tell you, from a commentary and broadcasting perspective, that one-shot quali is hectic. So it's very difficult to broadcast that to maximum effect. Nonetheless, here we are, 1 minute 30 remaining, and you can see on your track map in the bottom right, everyone is going out, bar the Williams of Wogjet, who is currently staying in. We've got Pep still in, Deadly Fuller's still in. Don't know why Pep's still in. I think he is going out, though. Yes, he is. There he is, coming round. I believe that is turn 4 right now. Yes, it is. Descida do Lago is the corner name. Into 5 we go. Now through Ferradura in 6. Curva do Laranjinha. I'm probably butchering all these names as I typically do, which is exactly what you want to hear from a guy with an English accent.
Yeah, there's a lot of cars on track here. Panic's got his work cut out for him. If he's on the lap, it looks like he is. Bit of traffic ahead of him. Hopefully all these boys get out of the way. Is Panic going a little bit early? I don't think he is. I think he's actually going to go around again. A lot of battery still.
Yeah, he's got some battery in there. I mean, he can probably get 2 runs out of this, but I mean, you're at the point now where you just got to go full send. It's purple sector 2 for him.
He's going to burn it. So this could be interesting.
He's got to burn it. This is his last chance. He's currently P12. Now through past the pit entry line, across that strip, and to the checkered flag he will go. What's it good enough for? It's 4th position. That is a good lap from him. That's what he needed.
Yeah, that was a good solid time, but there's a lot of guys coming from behind now. Like, pretty much every single car yet to finish their laps. Deli and him are the first to finish. SJ also done, retired. Very solid time, though. It's very interesting to see in the sprint qualifying what the guys do. Some of these guys forget and go out first in the run on a soft tyre. As Master goes faster, 7.5.
Wow. Very good time from Master. He is 4/10 clear, but he's no longer 4/10 clear. He's only 6/1000 of a second clear of Two Door Gaming. Stoin takes the top spot by 1600ths of a second. Here we go. The floodgates well and truly open. We're just watching Pep because he's in the drop zone at the moment, as is Dynasty. Both on laps at the moment. Both of them nearly at the end of the lap. Ricciardo, 4th place for him. Cooper still in 5th. Pep across the line in P6. And that is what he needed. Question is, can his teammate do the exact same? Cooper the bot to the top spot. And now through the last couple of corners comes Dynasty Sparrow. This is his last chance. Is it going to be good enough? I didn't see it, so I don't know. Yeah. We'll see when we get to the results. 9th, it's 9th for Dynasty. Okay. He managed to make it just in the nick of time.
Oh, wow. What a quali. There it is. Cooper P1, Stoin P2, Master P3, Two-Door P4, Ricciardo P5. Two-Door reserving up, by the way, I'm pretty sure. Ricciardo P5, Pep P6, Panic P7, Semi P8, Dynasty P9, Wogjet P10, Flubber P11, SJ P12, NZT P13, Morley P14, Fuller P15, and Two Asian for you 16.
So very nice.
That's
Yeah.
interesting. Seek Deadly and obviously 2A are using the mediums in the end there, so getting a bit mixed up with quali. Oh, it looks dark.
Yeah, here we
The sprint
go. We're just loading in now. It does look a little bit dark there. So far, no spits of rain that we can see. And that top 4 were all in a 7.5. All of them within a tenth of a second of each other, which is absolutely crazy stuff. So Division 4 qualifying yet again, close as anything all the way throughout the grid. Obviously towards the bottom of the grid, getting slightly further down, but a couple of medium runners at the end there who just didn't get the result they would have wanted. Nonetheless, it is a sprint race, Tito, so, you've got other opportunities after the sprint race. It's not all over. We've got a qualifying to come, and right now they just need to focus on getting the most points out of this session, I think.
Yeah, mate, it's not all about the points in this race, because you don't get a lot in the sprint, but still, if you're fighting for that championship, anything matters. In saying that, a lot of these guys use this for practice for the main race, but still aiming for a high result. Anyway, here we go. We got 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights, and away we go for the sprint at Brazil. Cooper jumps Stoin off the line, but Master's looking very quick off the back too. And it's Cooper into P1, no problems into turn 1. There's no issues. Oh, Ricciardo is going to snatch it off two-door as they go side by side. Kung Fu, there was actually a bit of an incident down the back too, but no one has damage. For the first time ever I've ever seen in Brazil. As the Williams of Pep and Wojciech going side by side there. There's no incident there. Wojciech still wants to go up the inside. He's starting on the softs. Very interesting strategy there for the Williams. A few guys actually on the softs.
Yeah, we'll see exactly what happens. No, that is a big slowdown there from Master, who's actually let Ricciardo go. That looks like some team orders coming into play early on in this match. Two-Door Gaming still in chase. Keep the bot up to a 0.7 of a second lead right now over Stoin. Stoin is still going, looking at the remainder of the field. In 6th place, it is Semi the Slammer. 7th place, it's Panic. 8th, Pep. Wogjet in 9th place. Dynasty has lost a position off the line, down to 10th. And then it's Z Governor in 11th, Flubber in 12th, Williams. Deadly Fuller in 13th. Uncle Morty in 14th. 2 Asian for You in 15th. And NZ CH3PH in the Haas in 16th place. Slightly smaller grid than we usually have this time out. But back at the front, Stoin always under a lot of pressure, and Ricciardo wants to make this happen soon, and they're nearly 3 wide as they head through turn 5. And that's really, really awkward. And that's actually opened up. It's opened up.
Contact.
It's opened up for Two-Door Gaming, and he's gone on through, and there has been contact between the Aston Martin drivers.
Yeah, that's not what the team want to see there. Your 2 teammates clashing there, but that was nothing you could do. 3 wide into that corner. Very interesting stuff, and there's incident down the back. Looks like a Williams and Merck have lost their wing there.
Something has happened to Master because he is dropping all the way down the field now. There's a wing missing for Pep or Dynasty, one of the Mercedes missing a wing.
And
Wogjet. But yeah, Master, for some reason, has just absolutely fallen off the pace.
Yeah, I think there was a bit of like you said, a bit of an incident there, a bit of a domino effect. People just ran into the back of each other. Multiple people getting damaged.
Yeah, well, just as you said, ping pong has just occurred into turn 1, and Wogjet went to the back of Dynasty. Master went into the back of Wogjet. They ping-ponged themselves, and now we've got Williams trying to dive up the inside into 4. There's no room there, though, so Dynasty does cover off that move, and it's actually opened up Deadly Fuller to make an overtake on Master. This is actually it's been a calm lap 1. It has not been a calm lap 2 or anything. Two-Door Gaming was sort of the instigator of that 3 wide, but he was entirely entitled to be exactly there. And then the Aston Martins just sort of came together a lap ago, and that kicked everything off. And now everyone's scrapping for position.
Yeah, this is survival of the fittest now. I think multiple this mid-pack have wing damage, so they just need to hang on here. Just get to the end. There's only 12 laps in this race, but Merck, P7, P8 both have wing damage. Pep didn't. And I think big pass at the front too.
Yep, big pass at the front. Ricciardo and Stoyne Stoyne basically got in the middle of both Tudor Gaming and Ricciardo, who went, one went left, one went right. Ricciardo was the winner of that. Now here comes some of the slammer. He might be going for a move up into turn 4, and it is. Oh. Well, Tudor Gaming has closed the door on that one ever so slightly, I suspect.
Yeah, just have to see here. These guys we got the helicopter view here. That's a very interesting corner to go side by side. It's just got to be so careful with the way the track tapers off. The end of race really quickly, but these guys still sort of trying to bail it out here. And Sammy finally gets the job done.
Wow. Yeah, no, I mean, this is great for Sammy the Slammer. We know he's got a lot of pace, but yeah, he has managed to, inside all of the chaos, he's managed to throw it up the inside, get it done on Tudor Gaming, who was involved there with Ricciardo and Stoyne. And Stoyne has now fallen back to 5th place, and that means that he's going to now have the chance to attack Tudor Gaming. He'll have a big DRS up the front straight. There they go, past Sammy, both on the outside line. Will there be a dive to the inside for Stoyne? No. Thinks the caution is the better part of valor in this case, which is absolutely the right thing to do in the turn one.
I think with the back of Stoyne, and he's lost the position of Panic. He's actually lost a lot of time there. So that's really unfortunate. The Haas driver, I'm not sure if he's actually just lost it or hit the back of the Ferrari there, but Master also gets the job done on the Williams. Light work.
Indeed.
These guys are battling with all their front wings missing, so they're all sort of even on pace at the moment. No penalties, no track limit penalties at Brazil.
Yeah, a bit of a surprise there, I have to admit. And yet again, the broadcasting cameras are going straight to onboard view every time I click any button, which is a little bit frustrating. But nonetheless, we won't miss too much of the action. On board with Pep at the moment. Master is behind him, having unfortunately lost 5 positions in this race. Wogjet and Deadly Follow the Williams in 9th and 10th place at the moment. And right behind them, there is well and truly a massive scrap going on. You've got Dynasty, the 2 Asian for you, and Z Governor all going for it. But we'll keep an eye on what's happening at the top of the grid.
Yeah, Pep and Sammy just exchanging spots there. No problems there, but it was a nice pass from Pep up into P6. But up the top, mate, it's getting really feisty. Panic now joining the party. Look at this big move onto the outside, and he actually made contact, and they both go off the track there. And that's not what you want to see, but they're still going, no damage. Actually, that Ferrari is missing an endpoint, but I don't think that was related to that incident.
No, I think it was a while back, and we did see something fly off of Stoyne's car at turn 1. It wasn't involved in any contact at the time, so I thought it might have just been a glitch. But yeah, he's definitely missing a wing at the moment, and that is traffic lights. The kick, the Ferrari of, Ferrari for stop, the kick green of go, and the orange of start slowing down because it's about to go red. And so we're seeing McLaren try and make a move on Stoyne, and he's got the time to do it now. 6 laps. Just needs to line it up correctly and then get his way on past.
Yeah, I don't think Cooper's in any threat at the moment. Ricciardo's tyres will drop off any minute now. And if Tudor keeps battling with him, Cooper can just keep running away with this. But that second position is very undecided. I don't think that one's Tudor's position yet. I think Stoyne or Panic could have something to say about that. Stoyne, though. That damage. Oh. Jeez, that angle always looks like those cars are about to collide there. But
it does, doesn't it?
Through.
It honestly looks like they're about to come together. So now it's Ricciardo's turn to be on the defensive. It's on those soft tyres. They are degrading. He's up 3 positions in this race, but he could lose those 3 positions very quickly with the 3 cars that are right behind him. 3.4 second gap up to Cooper at the moment, so doing incredibly well. And this is going to have to be a bit of patience executed by Tudor Gaming. And just wait till you get through this last corner, turn number 12, Junkao, and then just get on the gas as soon as possible. Of course, Ricciardo will be trying his absolute best to get out of the corner. Well, does so, but it's not going to be enough. He's got a big slipstreaming kick salver coming up right behind him.
Yeah, this is getting feisty. Everyone's just DRS, trying to hold on to that DRS now. Tudor up into P2, gets the job done. Stoyne P3, Ricciardo P4. But I think Panic could have something to say about this. He's just lurking there, saving his battery. He needs to save a bit more, though. These guys all really low on battery. Battling again for P2. Stoyne Tudor, I think they just made a little bit of contact. What's that debris that flies up there every time they go through that corner?
Oh, I don't know. I think it's like there's some sort of you know, advertising board or something there, and they keep on, glitching into it somehow. Oh, that's contact. So Tugor Gaming has misjudged the angle of turn-in from Stoy and hit him in the rear, and
Panic and
nearly
Ricciardo.
turned him round. Whew.
Yeah, it's getting interesting. I think Ricciardo's tyres are starting to hurt as well, as he's just lost that position of Panic.
Yeah, you can see he's already falling off the back of the McLaren, who has overtaken him. So these mediums really coming into their own. 8 laps through, and it'll be 3 to go after this one in this sprint race. Tudor Gaming now under attack. McLaren is going for it, and this could be a P3 for Panic if he's able to hold the position, but first he has to take it. Takes it very, very nicely. We were just talking to you about the patience you need in a race like this. It is short, sharp, and fast, but there's some great overtaking areas as we see our first penalties come on through.
Yeah, here they all come as Deadly, Pep, and 2Asian for you also got one. So this is really interesting now, as the track limit penalties can really hurt your race. Dynasty and the Williams down in P10 battling for those last few points. Moving up the front. What's your prediction up here, mate? Because I think Cooper's got P1 sorted, but P2, I mean...
To be honest, at the moment, I think Tudor has gone too hard, too fast. I think he's... I don't think he's carrying much damage, but if he keeps making these small little mistakes, he's very, very eager right now. As goes teammate of Cooper. I think this is box seat for Panic. We know Stoyan's got the pace, but we know he's got damage. And if the McLaren can pull off a last-minute maneuver with the slipstream, I think he might just have enough. But Stoyan's doing very, very well without that front wing, I have to admit.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. I think Panic's got this in the bag if he can just hold on to that wing. But Stoyan just hanging on here. He will have the straight line advantage down this straight, but that DRS is too powerful.
Yeah, we just saw how slow he is through turn 1 to turn 2. I mean, Stoyan's just got no ability to turn the car in those lower speed corners especially. So that was easy picking for the McLaren there, and through the infield, he should be able to build a little bit of a gap, and a little bit of understeer moment there for Stoyan yet again. We're still on board with the kick salvo of Tudor Gaming, who's now got to try and make his way up ahead of the Ferrari. Meantime, Ricciardo is still holding on to this, so they're holding themselves up enough. And there's Sammy, and there's Pep, and there's Master, all in this. So there's a lot of potential to go wrong here. 2 laps to go, including this one. So we shall see. But as you said, Cooper's absolutely wrapped this one up nicely. Whether Ricciardo can actually hold on to P5 is going to be the question.
Yeah, like you said, it's going to really heat up here. People, they're just going to start saving their battery now. Panic, though, really low on that battery, 20% compared to these guys. They really will have to flick it to none here, as everyone will burn it on that last straight. Panic, though, has to hold off. Not choosing to defend on this lap early.
That's right.
P11.
Oh dear, the helicopter camera is very, very smooth, as you can all see there on stream, so apologies for that. Don't know why that is happening. And that was a bizarre little mistake from Panic. What's happened there?
I don't know.
For some reason, he was slow out of 5 and then just didn't seem to get any sort of run. That's allowed Stoyan to catch back up. Will he have enough? Well, it's a mistake from Stoyan, so actually the gap now gets a little bit bigger. So this is really still to play out. Cooper's just coming around the last corner. He'll be on the last lap of this race in a few moments' time. Tudor Gaming wants that last podium position. That's the thing that he needs to focus on, and he'll have a really good run of that down this last, the second to last time we go down the pit straight.
Yeah, here it goes, mate. So Panic will lead this little group one more time, but can he hold it off? P2.
I thought Tudor Gaming was going to go for a move there, though.
Yeah. Oh, Tudor gets a free second.
Oh, so there you go. So Panic has got a penalty. Tudor Gaming's got a penalty. That means Stoyan, by default, is elevated back up to P2, and he's tried to make a move there on the McLaren. Doesn't actually need to. And we've got Pep with a penalty as well. So Sammy the Slammer, if he's still there at the end of the race, he could be P3 in this race.
Yeah. And that's what we we're saying with how crucial it is not to get a penalty. I mean, it can really flip your race from bad to worse. And Panic now is giving that P2 away. But we'll probably still secure a podium position, I'd say, Panic, with P3. Sammy will.
Just be enough, but they're awfully close. Well, Cooper the Bot coming across the line now will win the sprint race. First part of today's coverage of the Brazilian Grand Prix, round 15 of season 8, and that's a massive, massive win for him. Across the line, very, very close. Panic drops to P3. There we go. To P5, Ricciardo P4, and it's Sammy the Slammer who has picked up a P3 almost out of nowhere. As a result of the penalties, Stoyn will get P2 in this race. What a brilliant sequence of events there. And for McLaren, what could have been a great result has turned into disaster with that penalty late in the race.
Yeah, I think those penalties here are super hard to avoid. This track eats up track limit warnings like they're nothing. So very unfortunate for Panic, but P5 is still a solid position and good practice for the main race. But Cooper just too good again.
Yeah, we've learnt throughout Division 4 that if you give Cooper the space on the dry tyres, on the slick tyres, he will run away with things. And he's done exactly that here today at Interlagos. Needed to be caught early, wasn't able to be. So it's Cooper for the sprint race. Cooper the Bot on top, followed by Stoyn for Ferrari, then Sammy the Slammer for Haas. Then it's Ricciardo, Panic, Two-Door Gaming, Master, Pep, Dynasty, Wogjet, Deadly Fella, the Williams. Just one of them out of the top 10 there. P12 for Z Governor, and it's Uncle Morty for Red Bull, Flubber, the reserve for Ferrari today, the Alpine of 2 Asian for you, and NZT in the Haas, rounding out the grid in P16. So overall, pretty good bit of racing, but not the cleanest bit of racing, I have to admit. But this is Division 4. We know that we've got excitement. It's all about the entertainment here.
Yeah, I mean, this is crazy. We're going to have to see everyone go back out in the quali again.
Which they will indeed. So now, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is now a full quali session. We shall see. I will do some double checking in the background. You guys can let me know as well. But I think we're going to go into qualifying. We've got 18 minutes on the board there. So who will be putting in these fast lap times? 107.5s were the top laps that we saw earlier on in the sprint qualifying. Shall we see the same today for this qualifying one session? Probably not. We'll probably see some guys get close, but no need to put in your best lap early on in the qualifying. Sunny out there for this at the moment, so it's all looking good, and looks like it's going to have a nice bit of fun out there in this qualifying session. So keep an eye. We'll be back with you in a moment. Another quick notice, of course. Big thanks to our sponsors. So big thanks to AI369, primary sponsor of Rush Racing League. Big thanks to S Nation, Pagnian, and SimLabs. And thank you to all of you in chat who have joined us today for the Division 4 coverage, round 15. Of course, we've got Division 2 coverage coming up for you a little bit later on this evening. And for now, we focus on this Division 4 category, in which the Drivers' Championship and the Teams' Championship have really well and truly flipped. We've got now, instead of Mercedes on top for both, we now have Aston Martin as the dominant team in Division 4.
Yeah, Aston Martin, and I think Hick are going to be really strong tonight too. They're going to take it to Aston tonight. Tudor and Cooper looking super quick around Brazil, but everyone on a clean slate with this quali session. Both McLaren's out, both Williams out as well. Interesting here, but I think we haven't got anyone on a fire lap, but a Williams will be starting. Wogjet, I believe, starting his lap right now. And I just have seen two Asian for you has disconnected. Once he's restarted his router, just let me know, Terrence, and I will ride him.
Excellent. Yeah, we'll get him back in very, very soon. In the meantime, it is time for Wogjet and his Williams to be the first man out on track and get this lap going. Full qualifying session now. I was asking you a little bit earlier on, Dido. That is correct, isn't it? Full Q1, 2, 3.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so what is the
Yeah.
format for the qualifying
Should
tonight?
should just be a short quali.
Short quali. Okay.
Sprint, yeah. For a sprint weekend, yeah, just a short quali usually. Unless that changed without my knowledge.
Well, I'm just noting that we've got. I'm just noting that it says Q1 with 18 minutes. So I'm
Yeah,
just wanting to
usually,
double check. Yeah, just wanting to double check.
usually the game does its little thing there with Q1.
So it's actually just
But-
Q, is it?
Should just be Q,
It's
yeah.
just Q. Q0, ladies and gentlemen. It's a single qualifying session, 18 minutes long. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense because otherwise we'd already had a half an hour or so racing, and to go into 30, 40 minutes of
Yeah.
qualifying, we want to get back to the
Yeah.
circuit action, you know?
Div 2 will be a bit delayed then if that happens.
Yeah, delayed by an hour. Anyway, no, it won't be. So, first of all, it is the Williams up to the top, 108.2 for Wogjet. Dudley followed 109.1 as Cooper the bot stamps his foot down early on and says, hello, we are here. And I liked your point, Dito, about the kick salvers today. They are coming up behind Aston Martin and Mercedes in the Teams Championship. Obviously, Cooper is right there in the Drivers' Championship, despite not having been in the first few races of the season. But Cooper and Tudor is quite the powerhouse at the moment, these two drivers.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Cooper really putting that stomp down. First lap, P1, 107.8. But Tudor just knocks his thing right off the top charts, just with only a 10th though, 107.7.
Crikey. And Panic is right there too. So we know that Panic's got pace. It was the penalty that really caught him out. So it would be really good to see Panic put in a really good qualifying time today and get himself further up in the grid and hopefully able to then start building a gap on the likes of Stoyd, the likes of Sammy the Slammer. He's got top 5 potential here today, does Panic.
Absolutely, mate. I'm just reading the comments here. Panic really selling. He's almost into the 7s.
I'm so confused by this chat message, but maybe you
Yeah.
can explain what that means. You guys
Yeah.
get great quality for Div 2. I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, we digress. Yeah, so 107s at the moment. I think Panic's got potential. The Governor, I don't know. He's coming up from a division below, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I think that he's is he Div 4 at the moment? Or no, he's Div 5, isn't he? Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've got a few coming up from Div 5 at the minute. Also got a few hopes here for Sammy the Slammer. He is absolutely brilliant, and we've seen some serious pace from him. He almost got up to P2 in the sprint race, was right there when the penalties were applied, got P3, so already having a good weekend, but his run of good form has been fantastic the last 4 or 5 rounds.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. There's a lot of names you could really just say what have had a massive mid part of this season, and Stoyd's just invalidated his first run, which he'll be frustrated with. Moving a little bit further down, Ricciardo is still on a lap 2 yet to set his time, and one will be contending for pole tonight, Ricciardo, but Tudor and Cooper are looking like the people to beat tonight, the team to beat at least.
Yeah, I mean, this is a potential resurgence. So we've got KSW in chat saying Tudor's Div 5, and he's been calling Tudor a bit of a goat. So a bit of a proud moment there for that man. But yeah, the kick's certainly got a lot of potential here today. Ricciardo needs to be up there in front of both of them if he's got any chance of holding them off through the race. I mean, that's really your only hope. You've got to be up there. You've got to get through that first lap, first infield section within the DRS. And then you can start to follow and maybe make overtakes into that long pit straight. If you're not there, you are going to drop off, and there will be no chance to catch back up.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Absolutely.
Cool. Looks like we are ready to get to Asian Few an invite, so he should be returning to the session in a moment's time. KSW just confirming, not just any goat, my goat. Okay, there we go. Right. Well, Thank you for that clarification, just to be absolutely clear on that. Stoin still yet to come out and set a lap. He's got one lap on those medium tyres, jumps onto the softs. He'll be coming out in a few moments' time. Got Dynasty out there on track at the moment, as we see a slow McLaren just moving off the side of the road. Don't know what's happened to the McLarens there, but both of them are really slow out the gate. And that is the Governor. Basically beached at the exit of turn 5. He's back on track. Scott going again. He's had an invalidation somewhere in that first sector. I don't know, maybe the teammates have come together somehow, and now Panic is waiting. So maybe waiting for a bit of a slipstream, a bit of a slingshot between the McLarens. So the teamwork, which we have yet to really see so far in the qualifying sessions, maybe starting to come and play a bit of an aspect. But the dirty air through the infield section, you don't want to be following a car. So it'll just be a slipstream up the main straight, and then that'll be it. One of them will get slingshotted into a fast hot lap. Dynasty up to P7, Wogjet P6 now with a 108.1. Only 3 drivers in the 107s currently. Two-Door Gaming, Cooper the Bot, and Master. Master putting in a great bit of work here in qualifying with 10 minutes now to go on the clock. And I tell you, Master, I just don't know what happened to him in that sprint race. It was bizarre.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. They're, like you said, the only top 3 now in the 7s, but Ricciardo knocking on the door, Panic knocking on the door, Wogjet also knocking on the door, and Dynasty. So as we see the track ramp up, I reckon we'll see probably about 6 or 7 drivers hit the 107s, and the rest will probably get a little bit lower 108s, but still a long way to go in this quality session, 9 minutes. Fair few people invalidating, I must say, though, which is not ideal. Just pushing a little bit too hard, but it is very easy to invalidate on this track.
Yeah, what are the key areas for invalidation? I imagine a lot of the infield area is pretty tricky, and the likes of turn 1 even.
Yeah, turn 1's a very hard corner to get right. You hit that curb on the inside too, can really cause you some issues, and Panic's about to cross the line. He'll go, doesn't improve actually. It does improve by 0.01 tenth, but that won't pull him up too far.
Absolutely nothing, yet can be everything here, especially given these 300 thousandths of a second off the back of Ricciardo. Yeah, okay, so turn 1, yeah, it's that cut across the second part of the chicane, isn't it?
Yeah, it depends too if you're running no traction. If that dip into the second part of the corner can really unsettle the car, and you can really kick the rear out really easily. In the race there, especially in the start of the race when you're going side by side, someone with cold tyres through turn 1, it can be quite interesting. Seen a lot of incidents happen here in turn 1.
Certainly right. A couple of updates here. Stoin has managed to make his way up into the 107s. Very close, but I tell you, it's another 3,000ths of a second back to Dynasty. So P4 for Stoin. Dynasty spare up into P6. Sammy the Slammer has just come across the line as well, up into P6 there for him with a 107.985. And the top 6 cars, all in the 107s, separated by 0.3 of a second. And then we've got the grid separated by half a second all the way back to P10. So this is an incredibly close qualifying. NZT in the grid, in the pits at the moment. So is the Governor, Uncle Morty, Deadly Phillip, Pep, and 2 Asian for you, who I believe is going to be back in the car in a few moments' time. Just looking at Flubber as he prepares for a hot lap. And looks like he has got his teammate Stoin just behind him. So the Ferrari's looking to work together a little bit today as well. Plenty of battery on board for Flubber, but it's not a lot. Yeah, I was going to say it's not enough to really start a proper lap. So actually, it's a whiff of slipstream given to his teammate and another hot lap for Stoin. So let's do an onboard here and go for yet another lap. So down into that tricky first couple of corners, Dido, and then you've just got to stay patient as you head to the infield.
Yeah, some of the guys use a little bit of battery there, but they won't use a lot, just to save the rest of it for that back straight. But he's got that corner quite tidy, but these are 2-lap softs, so he probably will either come in this lap or this will be a little bit off the pace this run. But Stoin just getting all the practice he can in before that last run. Hopefully 2A is in. I have sent him an invite, but he might have to be restarting his router again. Pep also hasn't set a time So leaving it for the last minute.
Yeah, which we can understand. I mean, the track conditions will improve now through turn 12 for Stoyne.
He's going to burn it all.
Yeah, he's going for it. Might as well at this
Has to
stage,
hit
or is he
that.
just going to come in? I think no, he's
wait.
taking the line. He is going to go to the line here. Across we go, and
Oh,
that is a
really?
fantastic lap for P2.
Yeah, I still think there's a bit of time in that for Stoyne. I think he can go a little bit quicker. Just because those tyres weren't optimal. He'll have time now to get back and get back out for one more run, possibly, if he pushes back.
Well,
But that will be our last car on track.
It certainly will be, yeah. So Pep and 2Agent2U, the two that haven't set a time. Deadly Fuller in the 109s at the moment, so miles off the pace, but that wasn't obviously a hot lap at this stage. All of them running softs at the minute. Means that they will all be able to go back out on the softs as we head through under 5 minutes remaining in this qualifying session. The Q0 session, don't be deceived by the Q1 up the top of the timing tower. And yet again, a really close split. And as predicted, or as you predicted, I should say, 6 drivers in the 107s, 2 more just off the back of a 107. So that is 8 cars right up the top there. All of them have the potential to put in a good enough lap to get themselves into the top spot. We do have a Mercedes coming out on track, and I believe that is Dynasty and Pep. Pep has decided it is time to go out and set a lap with 4.5 minutes to go. Want to get at least a couple in, surely.
Yeah, they'll be coming out a bit earlier just in case Pep invalidates, I would say, just so that he can go out again. Just to not run that risk, but they might also be going for a bit of a tow for each other's laps. As 2Agent2U who also just gets in.
Wow. So yeah, 2Agent2U is going to have a lot of work to do in the Alpine. He's the sole Alpine on the grid today. He's got to get out there right now.
Yeah, he's got to do a solid time. A lot of weight on his shoulders, but hopefully he can get in with no issues. Take control of that car. But right now, Dynasty and Pep first out on track, going very slow. Looks like they will be doing the tow.
Yeah, looks like Dynasty is pretty well secured there in P5 at the moment. So this gives Pep a real opportunity. It'll be a massive tow down the main straight. Assuming this is all going to plan, he's deploying the ERS. DRS coming up in 50 meters. There we go. DRS wing pops on open. That is low downforce for them all the way through. You see the bottom of the car scraping on that little uphill section at the beginning of the checkered flag. Through into turn 1. Looks clean so far for Pep. Still got his teammate ahead of him, so using a little bit of slipstream and a little bit more now as they head down towards turn 4. Big DRS, and out the way goes Dynasty Sparrow. Through goes Pep. Nails the apex at turn 4. A little bit awkward, though. Didn't think he used full track through turn 5. Now flat, as you said before, into turn 6. This is the tricky infield section where you've got to really balance the weight of the car. Get it nice and turned in for that section. Slow it down into third with 50% ERS still on the car. Now the last couple of corners. Will this be good enough for Pep? Got to get himself well up the grid. Currently P15 without a time on the board. I think he'll have just enough time for another one after this, but it's all or nothing at the moment as he heads to a purple sector 2. Through the final corner we go, and it will be a few moments time before we find out what kind of lap he has done. 10% battery, 5%, and across the line, it's P2.
Oh, wow. 107.6. Great time from Pep. That tow would have helped too from Dynasty. But now everyone behind him's coming out on what will be their last fly run. But that is a solid time. I don't know if he'll fall far from that spot, but you have to wait and see.
Well, the 107.696, if we look back to sprint qualifying, is still a couple of tenths away from the top times we saw. We've seen 107.5s here in Division 4 today during qualifying, and it's plenty sunny out there. They're all on racing soft tyres, so not really an excuse not to see that. We do have a yellow flag, and that is, I believe, one of the Mercedes just getting out of the way. Not Mercedes, it's a different car. Someone's getting out of the way. We've got a slow Haas on track. Is that NZT? Yes, it is. He's decided to decorate the advertising off track on the gravel, so it's not necessarily ideal. McLaren out there, line astern. They're going to be helping each other through this. I think the first car to come across the line is going to be No, Dynasty's in. Pep will be coming in now. No, Pep is going for another lap, and he's got a Williams right there,
Ooh.
trying to overtake him in qualifying. Oh, be careful.
Yeah. Don't know what's going on there, but they're both entitled to push. I mean, if they're both on a lap. Pep has done a lap, though, so this is his second lap on his soft tyre. Wogjet just started his run. So, I'm not sure what will happen there.
Yeah,
I don't think it's an incident for us to note, as they're both on the on a lap. But
yep, it should be fine. So let's see. Wogjet probably needed to give himself a little bit more space. Don't know why he decided to tuck up under the rear wing of the Mercedes head. Does get a little bit of extra slipstream as the timer now runs out. Dynasty Sparrow goes P7 across the line. So 107.9. So that is now 9 drivers into the 107s. Pep's going to be the next one across the line. Keep an eye on Wogjet. He's P11 at the moment with a 108.1. Can Pep improve? Will it be pole position? It is with a 107.5, and Wogjet goes up to P10, but only just. Still got Ricciardo coming through the last corner. We've got Two Door Gaming going across the line. No, Stoin has gone faster even, 107.421. No improvement from Two Door Gaming. Ricciardo's going to be next, though. The McLarens are going to be after him. So here we go. Across we go. Masters up to P3. Ricciardo, no improvement. He's P12 in this race. McLaren's across the line. They haven't improved. P7 and P10 for them. Cooper the Bot is literally just coming through the last corner. Sammy the Slammer is going to be the next one across the line. Can he improve? No purple sectors for him out on the grid, but there's the flag. It's improvement to P6. Well done. And Cooper's gone. P1.
Wow, Cooper's too struggling. That was absolutely an insane time in there. In the 107.4. 107.421 Stoin.
If you're a Stoin fan, you're going to feel robbed from this one. That is 16 hundredths of a second between them. On the last moment, the last person across the line, Cooper, has maximized that session to its absolute potential. So it is Cooper from Stoin, from Pep, from Master, no Ricciardo to be seen. Two Door Gaming in 5th, Sammy the Slammer in 6th, Flubber, the replacement for Ferrari, in 7th, Panic in 8th, 9th for Dynasty, the Governor in 10th, Wogjet Ricciardo in 12th, NZT, Two Asian Few, Uncle Morty, and Deadly Fuller is your grid. And how are we going to predict this one? Because we didn't predict that qualifying.
No, we didn't, mate. And it's looking quite dark, but we didn't get any rain in that sprint race, but it is looking a bit dark. So could we see some rain in this race?
We shall see. So we'll wait for all the teams to line up and get out on grid and get themselves all ready to go. Of course, let us know in chat if you want to have an onboard lap. You can redeem some channel points if you want to choose one of the Season 9 calendar items. You can also do that for 65,000 coins. We will have a prediction come up later. Hopefully, we've got an admin in chat that can do that for us. Certainly when we have our driver of the day prediction about 5 laps from the end of the race. So hopefully we've got, I think we've got Josh in the chat. Yes, we do. So Josh, keep an eye. We'll call out and ask you for a driver of the day poll a little bit later on. But here we go. And it's time for the main event. 4 lights are on, 5 lights are on. Wait for the race director's instruction. And we're away racing. Cooper the Bot gets a decent run off the line. Stoin already trying to make a little bit of inroads to push Pep slightly further to the outside line, but Pep's done amazing work off the line. Pep's up into P2 already. Master just in behind him. Stoin has lost that position early on, tried to cover off Pep, but Pep was already on the outside line and makes his way on through. And that is exactly what the Mercedes driver needs to do today. Possible race strategies up on your screen right now. We've got Two Door Gaming losing a position, Dynasty Sparrow losing a position. Ricciardo has not changed his position just yet. And Sammy the Slammer up into P5, followed by Panic and Flubber for Ferrari. And there's your Two Door Gaming right at the back there as the glitch continues on screen. The advertising getting all over the screen for some reason or another. P6 still with Panic as we head through the infill section for the first time. And amazingly, yet again, Dido, it's been absolutely brilliant opening lap from everyone.
Yeah, I was actually trying to look through all the field there, and there weren't really any incidents. The only one I could see was the Alpine 2 Asian for you. He got on the power a little bit too early and lost the rear, but didn't hit any other cars. So good stuff from everyone there. Few position gains, few different strategies, few guys starting on the softs again. But Dynasty getting the move done on Flubber. Yeah, the main straight, no issues there. As he's on the soft tyres, he's going to need to really push on this opening stint. But only 3 guys opting for the soft tyre. One driver, Deadly, choosing the hard tyre. I'm not sure what strategy is the optimal one here, to be fair. But that will depend if it's going to rain.
It will. Well, it'll all change if it rains, and then the hard tyre probably won't be the right choice, and actually the soft tyre at that point becomes the right choice, and we know they're only going to last for about 9 laps or so. So we shall see. Pep, of course, is on the soft tyre. That's why he had the grip to get past Stoyan early on through turn 1, right at the beginning of this race. It was a really good start from
he's
Pep.
Just tapped the back of Cooper. Just going to lose.
Yes, he has.
He
hasn't lost the position yet, but Stoyan's in the box seat now. This is going to be awkward for Pep up the main straight, and of course it means that Cooper gets even further ahead.
Yeah, this is not what they want. This is what happened in the sprint. We allowed Cooper to run away. Pep and Stoyan battling. Stoyan really trying to get here, but he can't get the job done into turn 1. Really pushing here. Cooper hasn't broken the DRS though.
No, he has not. So Pep will have another chance, and those soft tyres are going to be key. He needs to use them to maximum effect. Basically, get in front of Cooper, then slow him down, put him into the pack of wolves that's running behind him, and then hold on until the pit stop strategy starts to evolve, where he has to jump in. That'll mean that Cooper ends up running in that dirty air, and he'll be looking in his rear mirrors as well. But so far, Pep just hasn't really been able to find a way to even get Cooper looking in one of his other mirrors. He's gone to the back of him once, but that's been it so far. And through the infield section, I have to admit, Cooper is so quick. Look at the line he's taken through there. Gets a great run through. Now the left-hander in towards the last corner, and he's built the gap already again.
Yeah, he's looking super confident. Bear in mind on the harder tyre too, so he won't have as much grip as Pep in this opening stint anyway. But he's almost half a second away, half a second away now to try and break this DRS, but at this moment, Pep is just hanging in. Stoyan goes up the inside of the Mercedes, gets the job done. Pep's going to fight back. We'll cop a warning from that. The Aston's going to sneak up the inside now, Master. Pep's going to lose 3 positions in one corner.
Oh, that is rough. So Master, Semi, and Stoyan all going through. Master's trying again on Stoyan. All this has done is given Cooper a 0.7 of a second lead. So Stoyan has got to put his foot down now. He's got to be the one to say, look, Pep, you're not being fast enough. You're not making the move that needs to happen. So I'm going to get in there and do it. But if that doesn't work out now, Cooper will escape from this pack, and Pep will be gutted.
Yeah, the minute he breaks DRS, they're in trouble, as we know how quick he is. And that's exactly what he's trying to do. He's letting them fight it out behind. And he will just wait for that opportunity to burn his battery. He'll be gone, but right now they still have a chance. They're still hanging on.
They are indeed. So 0.6 of a second. Let's go through the remainder of the grid very quickly. So P6 to Two Door Gaming, P7 to Panic. So he's lost a position somewhere in the melee that has been happening in the midfield. P8 to Dynasty Sparrow, followed by Flubber in P9. 3-second time warning for Z Governor, who is in P12 at the moment. Then it's Wogjet P10. Ricciardo in P11, who's making absolutely no progress in this race so far. Still got within DRS zone of the car ahead, but it's a giant slipstream train all the way down from P1. A little bit of an opportunity maybe missed there from Stoyan's getting very close. Then, of course, it is NZT in P13, 2 Asian for you in P14, P15 for Uncle Morty and Deadly Fuller, who is off the pace, unfortunately. The hard tyres, that is clearly a mistake.
Yeah, not the right call there. Hoping for maybe, I don't know, maybe to go long and hope for a late safety car. We'll have to wait and see. But Stoyan up the top now, just holding on to that at DRS. But Cooper's just looking super comfortable. Bear in mind though, Stoyan has a lot of battery. Almost double what Cooper has. He is burning a little bit now. And he's closing quite a fair bit in. And on Cooper, he might even go for a move here on the race lead.
He's a quarter of a second away. Could be a big dive down the inside. Has a think about it, but no. Does decide to back off yet again. More of a defensive deployment of the ERS rather than one to attack Cooper. Just couldn't get close enough. They were 0.4 of a second between each other as they went through the final corner. Now Stoyne's going to go for it. Now he's got the inside line, and that is an overtake.
That is a great overtake. Great overtake into P1, but geez, Cooper really almost pushing Stoyne back, but the Aston and Master's going to take Cooper now. And the exact same thing as we saw with Pep before. He's going to lose multiple positions, but Cooper really holding on here. Really using all the track. These guys still side by side. Master pulls out of it. And there you go. Cooper now having his work cut out for him. He's very used to having that gap, but he's having to work hard for this one.
Gee whiz, he sure is. And he's just not able to escape that slipstream. When you end up offline at Interlagos, it is just the floodgates open, and all the other drivers go, "Oh, I'll take an opportunity at that." And Master was like, "Well, I'm not gonna ignore the gap that's there, and I might as well go for it." Stoyne opened it up. He defended as well. Came back to the outside line into turn 6, and then was like, "Yes, hello." Oh, a bit of contact there between Cooper and Stoyne. So Cooper going in very hot to that corner, wants to maximize the exit, and that's compromised Stoyne there. So that's really unlucky for them, but. Will Stoyne be able to hold on? He's got the outside line. Cooper is down the inside, and it is Deja Vu in reverse. But the question is, will Master be opportunistic this time? He may well be, but Stoyne loses the lead once again, and Cooper is back up into first place. Master, no such lunge on lap 7.
No, and this is, I must say, like, as far as it goes with this race, it's been quite clean. You know, there's a bit of rubbing and wheel rubbing, but no incidences. And the sprint was a bit of people hitting the back of each other, but it was actually quite a clean race. These guys really just leaving it out to the overtakes in this one. This is a really good race to watch. I'm just looking here at the intervals. Tudor trying to get up a little bit closer to his teammate down in P6, currently battling it out with Pep. He might even line up an overtake here. He's got a lot of battery.
And I have to interrupt because it looks like Stoyne has done it again. Yep. Wow, more contact yet again. Stoyne is once again compromised through turn 2 as well. Tudor Gaming did have a try though. He did, and the kick salvos are just quick at the minute. But can Stoyne defend into turn 4? It's going to be late on the brakes for Cooper. He sent it down the inside, and that's it. Position taken once again. They are throwing back and forth the defensive and offensive handbook for F1 driving, back and forth with each other. One catches the defensive one, throws the offensive one, and then the other throws the defensive one back to receive then an offensive handbook. Fantastic work and good racecraft by these guys.
Yeah, these guys are driving absolutely great. Really putting it all on the line. Only lap 8 out of 36 too, so a lot to lose. As we see here, Pep Tudor still battling it out. Pep looks like he's starting to struggle on those soft tyres. I think lap 7 would be around the time that they're starting to lose their grip.
It should mean that we're probably a lap or 2 away from seeing Pep go into the pits, and that was so close on the outside for Tudor Gaming as Stoyne takes the lead once again at the top of the grid. Does it without being hit in the rear diffuser by Cooper the Bot, but Cooper's very quick out of turn 2. He's maximizing the car, he's using the grip there, and that's elevating him back up into a position where he can attack Stoyne into turn 4. Does it again, he'll be late on the brakes, and he'll retake the position. So Stoyne needs to stop overshooting turn 1, get a real focus on the exit of turn 2 to stop Cooper from attacking back.
Yeah, it's as good as this is for us to see. This is not what Cooper or Stoyne would want. They'd be wanting to try and break away from this race, but the more they fight, unfortunately, it's going to hurt their race. This is not ideal for Cooper. But he's getting his work cut out for him here. He's really getting challenged here for the race win. Stoyne really pushing him. And we're going to see some pit stops, I reckon, soon. Undercut will start to be a thought. If we don't get any rain.
That's right. Well, there's grey out there still. We'll keep an eye on the weather, see if there's anything coming on through. Of course, we've seen Pep get overtaken by Tudor. Now Tudor's going for it on Sammy the Slammer. Does make that happen as we see Stoyne once again back up into the lead. Will it be a better run through turn 2? It's not. He's actually clipped the curb, and this will be even easier for Cooper, but Stoyan's got the inside line. No, gives it up. Needs to defend into turn 4, but doesn't. So Cooper's going to come on by again. Brake late. Oh, but he's going to try and hold it round the outside. I'm not sure if Stoyan really wants to try that against Cooper, who's more than willing to get his elbows out in a situation like this. And look who's looming in behind. It's Master. So this three-way battle, absolutely epic. I don't think that was the right choice for Stoyan. Needs to cover off the inside into turn 4.
Yeah, I don't think these guys really know where to position their car at this stage. They're all just really scrambling for position at the minute. I think you'll probably see someone pull the trigger and pit real soon come through, I think, just to get out of this battle. They'll want to pit and get out of it, get the clean air, clean tyre.
Yeah.
It's looking super dark. I'm not sure if we're going to get some rain here.
I'm kind of hoping we do. The drivers won't be hoping, of course.
No.
Stoyan going to go for it again, but I think you made a really good point there. Like, go for an undercut at this point. You know, get the clean air, go for it. All the cars are totally backed up on track. There's more than half the race course that is completely clean air. That is a better run through turn 2 for Stoyan. Will it be enough? Is he going to try to defend the inside? Or is Cooper just going to get the DRS and go for it again? Deja vu. Are we in the Matrix right now? I'm not sure.
I think we are, mate. And Tudor's starting to try and sneak up behind too. And if he can get involved with this battle with Stoyan, that's going to really help Cooper's race. That's what Kick will be hoping for.
They want to have their second driver in there and helping to defend or slow down these two other drivers. And if he can just find his way past Master, he might have a chance at Stoyan. But yeah, Stoyan's been getting a good run out of the final corner. It's just that he's been losing those positions yet again every single lap, 3 times in a row. We're up lap 11 now. And this battle for the top is not heated down. I was about to say heated down. It's not cooled down at all. I think that's how the English language works. Nonetheless, it would be grammatically incorrect, but still a true statement. Who is going to pull this trigger first? I'd really be thinking about it. Why Pep and Sammy haven't jumped in on the softs, I don't know. Stoyan goes for it again, gets the move done. Cooper's quite happy to let him go past at this point.
Dynasty calls it, so that's probably why Pep hasn't. Ricciardo has also called it the first on the mediums. So there you go. We'll probably see a lot of guys start to pit now as the pit window has opened, obviously. Stoyan also loses the race lead to Cooper. It's another change at the top. These guys really starting to let the backpack start to catch up. In saying that, though, Pep and Sammy probably should pit this lap, I feel like, on those soft tyres. I think they're losing way too much time now. They're almost 2 seconds behind.
They are now, yeah. Now 2 seconds. Because through the infield section, they've got no grip at all. I would honestly, I think they should have pit the last lap and then just gone for it. The undercut is going to be very, very strong in this situation with so few cars out on track. So Ricciardo and Dynasty, they could be with the master stroke right now, but Ricciardo's gone onto hard tyres for the remaining 24 laps of this race. We're only at third race distance at the moment. Dynasty is on the mediums, which I think is the right choice.
Ooh. Pep's in and Sammy. So there you go. They've listened. Pep! Oh, no.
No. Oh, we regret to inform you of a 10-second penalty for Pep as he entered the pit lane.
Oh, no.
Wow.
That is not what you want to see. I don't know how it didn't look like he was going over there, but he just locked up. I was on board with Sammy. Anyway, that is not what he'd want. He'll have to either serve it or just cop it at the end.
That's right.
A bit of a close race between Flubber and SJ.
I was just about to say, yeah, we're looking at the other parts of the grid, and the McLaren of the Governor is absolutely going for it. So SJ reserving up for McLaren this week against the reserving up Ferrari of Flubber. So good to see these two going and having at it on track. And that is currently for P6. 2 positions slightly out because of the pit for Pep and Sammy. So Pep's back out now. Dynasty is only 1 second behind Sammy the Slammer. Now that is the power of the undercut right there.
Yeah, it is super big here, and you see if these guys get stuck in this traffic too, it will be even bigger. As the top battle, they are still going around for another lap. So this was going to really help the likes of Dynasty, Pep, all the guys that are pitted. Saying that, they will be on the slower tyre towards the end. Pep's gone medium, Dynasty gone medium as well. You reckon they can get to the end?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, we have seen people take the mediums that long. The question is, is your average lap time going to equate to something useful over the course of the race? Because once you get past lap 18, as we all know, like that's going to be 6 laps on medium tyres that are absolutely useless. Oh, Stoyan's got a penalty. Stoyan with a 3-second time penalty, and looks like the Governor, SJ, has picked up 1-2 in this epic battle between P1, P2, and then also 6 and 7. Actually, P1 and P2, 3, and 4, I should say. But Stoyan has taken himself out of this battle with a penalty, and he's just got to hope the others around him pick one up at some point throughout the remainder of the race.
Yeah, he went too wide with Cooper through that flat right-hander and just got pushed out or got stuck out on the slippery side of the track. So very unfortunate for Stoyan. He's got his work cut out for him now. And that really means he either needs to, needs to get in front like he has and push away, or, yeah, I don't know, hope that the rest get the penalties himself.
Yes, but ideally do it without making contact. Master's now got a chance because he's got a good run through turn 2. That's on the inside line, and Cooper might be losing that position. Yes, he is. Secured by Master, as we saw Stoyan and Cooper making contact several times into turn 1, 2, and 3. So Master's finally pulled his trigger and said, yep, time for me to go for it. And Coop and Tudor Gaming now lined up astern in P3 and P4 for the Kick Saubers.
Yeah, this is looking like a really good race so far for Kick and Aston. I mean, they still yet to pit, but Ricciardo has, so just wait and see. But Kick at the moment looking like they're going to be,
Wow.
Master gone for it for the race lead.
Crikey. Will he still pick up DRS? No, he won't, because the detection zone is earlier on. So that is not going to look good for him. Stoyan's going to try down the inside. Master's going to have to defend the outside line. Cooper's there too. Cooper wants 2 for 1, but you can only buy 1 at full price at the moment. So gets 1 position, and Master pulled the trigger on that way too early, but he got a good run out of 12. Stoyan didn't. And now Cooper has just said, okay, back to status quo.
Yeah, I think they should have pitted that lap. I really do. A lot of guys pitting now behind them. Every lap that they waste is going to impact this race. As we see here, we're just trying to see where all these guys are coming out that have already pitted. Dynasty P9 has beat Tudor, so Tudor has just pitted. Sorry, I'm just trying to keep track of it. Pep P7. So I'm just wondering if they've pitted a little too early. They're going to get a massive undercut, but if those medium tyres are not going to make it to the end.
Yeah, we've got Pep, Sammy, and Dynasty all on the medium tyres, all 3 or 4 laps on the same strategy execution right now. Both Pep's got a 10-second penalty. Sammy's got a 3-second penalty, just got it for track limits. So I don't think that's working out particularly well for them. But then you've got the hard runners, everyone from P11 down, all deciding that hard tyres are the way to go to get to the end of this race. And, I was just about to say that Tudor Gaming has been behind Deadly Fuller, but that's all changed now. As whoa, huge yellow, and something has happened to Sammy the Slammer. Yeah, he is at a dead stop at the pit lane entrance, and suddenly everything has changed because we have a safety car out on track, hopefully not causing any shenanigans this week, as we saw a couple of weeks ago. There's the safety car, so a few cars will get on by, and it will pick up. McLaren, no, the McLaren decides to go past. Everyone goes past until, oh my goodness, the safety car. Oh my goodness. SJ has had a code brown moment. Wow, the Haas's hit each other. We are being told that the Haas's have made contact with each other. No damage visible on NZT's car, and the safety car has stopped out on track. I'm starting to get flashbacks. Hopefully it goes all good, but NZT and Sammy reportedly coming together towards the pit lane entrance, and have caused a major collision and
Cooper,
a safety car.
I could see that coming. I could see I was on board with Cooper. He went way too fast into the pit lane there. It was never going to work.
That's a shame because, under safety car conditions, there's no rush. There's really no rush in this at all. So that's a massive shame for him. But well and truly opens up the race. Stoyan's in the pits, Masters in the pits, Flubber's in the pits. Pep is just coming round the back corner now. So it'll be those 4 in the top 4. Dynasty and Pep going for it. Pep's come into the pits, wants to get off of those medium tyres, clearly. Flubber's
call.
in the pits still. Yeah, I think that is the right call. Tuition for you is out there now. Safety car is coming around to pick up Cooper, and there we go. A safe re-entry to the track for the safety car. Shame to see it, but I'd love to go and grab a replay of that Haas incident. That must have been something else.
Yeah, it's not going to go well down in the Haas garage after this race for sure. But we'll have to wait to see. For me, it looked like he was trying to get into the pit lane and missed the entry, but I don't know. We'll have to wait to see what happens after the race, that one. Cooper, though, the big talking point, will have to either come in and serve 10 or just cop it after the race, which, I don't know, with his pace, it might be worth doing it after the race. He might be able to break away and limit the damage.
Well, let's have a look at the penalties now. So we've got Cooper with 10 seconds, Stoin with 3, SJ's got 3, and NZT has got 3. So right now, yeah, Cooper the bot, he might just want to go to the end of the race. 18 laps left to go and needs to work on building a gap. But how do you do that at a track like this? The slipstream keeps everyone in contention. And if Cooper was going to make a break for it, he would have done it earlier on in the race.
Yeah, I think you're right. I don't think he's going to be able to break away 10 seconds, that's for sure. But, I mean, what does he have to lose? He either pits now and he'll go to dead last. He'll have to put on medium tyres, which are probably, like, we're seeing both Mercs will be chucking on the mediums to the end. Which I think they'll be okay for a bit, but, or Dynasty chucks the hards on, but
yeah,
it's either that. Track position's pretty big here.
That is true, and of course it does give, if you're using the slipstream and the DRS correctly, you can, you know, retake a position that you've lost. So it's not the hardest one to maintain a position through this. I mean, Master Suck right now is absolutely in the box seat, because he's right there in P3. So as long as he can stay within, you know, 3 seconds of Stoin and at least 3 seconds of Cooper, up to 10 seconds, then he is going to win this race, assuming nothing goes wrong for him. But as we all know, with Interlagos, anything can well and truly happen. Two Door Gaming is going to be quick on his tyres. And let's take a look at the tyres very quickly here, if I get the right thing up. So it's hard tyres, everyone except for Pep, who's in P13. Now, you mentioned good call when Pep went in. Why was that?
Because I think I think the tyres he was on, they were already on 7 laps mediums. He still had to do, over 16 laps on that set tyre. I think they would have been dead by the end of that stint. So he had to pit. As we see, Dynasty pitted on the hards. It has gone pretty good to bad for Merc. I mean, they're back down in P13, 14.
Yeah. It is very awkward, but we'll see what happens. Right now, Aston Martin will be happy, let's put it that way. Safety car is ending, so Cooper will lead us away down the main pit straight, and he has pulled the trigger nice and late, and that means he's going to get a good chance to stay ahead into turn 1 and 2. Stoin won't be going for that move early on, didn't get the best of line because it was right off trigger point for Cooper the bot. He was able to get that done very, very quickly, and now we go racing again for hopefully the last 16 uninterrupted laps of this race. Penalties for the top 2, Master in the box seat, and penalties started to crop up all around the grid.
Yeah, Master just needs to keep a cool head here, and as I say that, he's trying to go up the inside of Stoin, but if he can get the job done, fair enough, but he has nothing to lose here. The only thing he has to risk is if these guys can get their penalties removed, which is never a thing to chuck out the window. Sometimes EA does give pretty crappy penalties, but Master still looking like he wants to pass him on track to raise that doubt. Cooper, probably, in saying that, it's the only one he won't definitely not have to pass. Stoin might be able to get his penalty removed, we never know.
Well, at this point, Cooper's just got to pull as much of a gap as he possibly can, and that might just be a gap back to 3rd or 4th or 5th, as much as possible to avoid losing too many positions. And Stoin's going to have a go, maybe into turn 1. DRS now enabled on track, so this is it. They will get a whiff of slipstream, some of them, onto the 2nd straight. We head through turn 3 now onto Rita Oposta. 2nd straight in this, a fairly long one, not nearly as long as that first one. And Stoin has tried.
Pep's around.
peps around. Oh my goodness. Okay. Did you catch that? What happened?
No, I didn't, but there is a damaged. There's a wing on the ground in turn one, so someone's missing a wing and it wasn't paired. Actually
Wow.
looked like another Mercedes wing. Dynasty's okay, so
I think
not
the
sure what's
Haas
happened there.
NZT looks like he's missing. Yeah, NZT is missing an M plate, and it's gotten scrappy again for the Haas. They're causing some trouble in this race, unfortunately, and that's going to be an extra bit of worry for the Haas team as we see Uncle Morty and Deadly Fuller absolutely going for it. And it's hards versus softs for P13 at the moment. Crikey, that has been a disastrous race start for Mercedes. It went from not great to pretty bad in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, Deadly Fuller just didn't know where to go there. It was a Red Bull take avoiding action of NZT, and it just was a ripple effect. Anyway, back up the top. McLaren looking quite good at the moment. The P6-7, SJ does have that penalty, but they are about to line up Wogjet. Wogjet got no DRS at this stage, trying to hold off the McLarens. Ricciardo gets the move done on 2A. But up the top, Stoyne and Cooper are not able to break away that 10 seconds they need to break away.
Well, and critically, Stoyne managed to stay ahead into turn 4. So whether or not it's a pace thing on the hards or familiarity with the hard tyres for Cooper the Bot, but Stoyne was able to make it and keep it through turn 4. That means he is now in the lead of this race and now has the opportunity to defend that position like Cooper has been doing. Master will have the opportunity to overtake Cooper. Master's got a good run out of the last corner too, so he's the closest between the three of them for that DRS, which flicks open. And here we go down the main straight. Keep an eye on this one. Will Master make the move? He said he needs to be patient. No, just a bit of psychological pressure in the rear view mirrors.
Yeah, I mean, he does need to be patient, but he's also got Tudor right there, who has no penalties, and Tudor is at the moment the main threat for Masters P1. He can really take that. Oh, bit of an overtake at the top. Stoyne and Cooper going toe to toe again.
Yeah, we've been sticking on board. For some reason, Stoyne does not want to defend the inside line of turn 4. He's refusing to do so. I think it might give him a chance to actually hold on to that position. Oh, contact between the two. Stoyne's gone into the back of Cooper, sent him slightly sideways. Cooper has miraculously recovered from that near spin, and they will continue going at it. But, oh boy, yeah, it's getting really, really close for these guys. As well, it's getting very, very close. Perfect time to get on board camera. Thank you very much, game. Really appreciate that. There we go. It's Wogjet defending from 2 McLarens.
Yeah, he's doing well. He just needs to hold on here, but they would be hoping to probably try and work together here to get to the top pack. They're only 2.5 seconds away as Stoyne gets the job done into turn 1 again. They're swapping positions left, right, centre here.
Gee whiz, I know it's becoming it's the news bulletin that we are so familiar with seeing. We just stop reading at this point. So we'll wait till Master gets involved in it. Cooper up the inside line, gets it done. Back and forth we go once again. Wogjet under attack from Panic. Panic's got a good opportunity. They're already well separated from that top 4 pack. So not going to be a top 4 opportunity for any of these drivers down here unless something goes massively, massively wrong in that battle at the top. Which it has nearly come to blows several times. But Panic's certainly on for a P5 here if he can get up ahead of Wogjet and Ricciardo right on the back of these two as well. So he's going to be a bit of a cat amongst the pigeons, probably in a lap or so's time, once he's able to reel those guys in just that little bit more.
Yeah, Ricciardo is looking quite eager to get past SJ, but he is on 12 lap old hards. He did try and pit a fair bit earlier than the rest, so he only has a small window before those hards start to drop off. We go back up the top.
3 wide as we head into turn 1. Master's gone for it down the inside. He's gone deep though. Stoyne's trying to come back to him. There's contact between the two. Stoyne's got the inside line. That's nearly ended in an accident. And Cooper is going to come back on past Master. He took too much out of turn 1.
Yeah, he went a little bit too deep there. Stoyne now back in control, but Master had to try something. In saying that, he does not have a penalty, and now that's going to allow Tudor to start understanding that Master's getting frustrated, and Tudor could be on for a P1 here.
Could be indeed.
Not his position.
Yes, that's exactly it. Panic made his way past Wogjet, so that's an overtake that the McLaren needed to do. The Governor is holding off Ricciardo for the moment, and Wogjet now will be in the clasps, I should say, of SJ. And potentially Ricciardo too. Stoyan, bad run out of the final corner. Cooper the Bot's going to potentially get another overtake here. Master won't. He's too far back this time out. We are on lap 25, coming up to start the 26th lap. So there's 10 laps to go. Stoyan no longer leading the race as Cooper flies on by. Wide exit there, a wide entry for Stoyan. So he's trying to open up turn 2, trying to get that run, trying to do to Cooper what Cooper has been doing to him all race long, but doesn't get it quite to the point where he's going to be able to do a big lunge up to turn 4. Yes, he is!
Goes for it around the outside there, and SJ and Wogjet were also side by side. Battles everywhere. Flubber's trying to get up the inside of SJ now. Trying to get rid of him just because of that penalty, even though he doesn't have to get past. That Ferrari has front wing damage too. There's a lot of cars missing an end plate here. Actually, now I look at it.
It's been front wings to rear ends of cars, unfortunately, all the way through today's race, and that's been the big cause of accidents so far. Still don't know what happened to the Haas cars when they collided earlier on. That's what brought out the safety car. Then Ricciardo, sad for him, he's dropping off, but on a positive light for Aston Martin, they are still ahead of both Mercedes, and Dynasty and Pep are having a wretched day out, unfortunately. And that puts Master really in the box seat to be holding Aston Martin and their points charge past Mercedes on his shoulders today. And he's doing a great job. P3 at the moment, with an opportunity to get P1 in this race. So we shall keep a very, very close eye on that. And at some point in the next 4 laps, we'll try and remind ourselves, Dido, we have to choose a driver of the day candidate, and then we'll be putting that up for vote. So
yeah, we got yellow. That's Morty. He's lost it into turn 1. No safety car there, but that will hurt his race. This track is so hard to close in a gap without a safety car. Yeah, it's almost impossible actually. So
yeah, I agree with that, and that's certainly what we've been seeing today. And we've seen it when people go off the racing line. You go off the racing line to overtake, or if you're being overtaken, to defend, and then 2 or 3 more cars just like, oh yeah, I'll take that deal. Yeah, great. They don't mind. They'll get a position out of it. It's a free position. Wogjet has gone back past Panic. And really, at this point, we could probably turn off the mics in the commentary box and just wait until the last lap to see who does the final overtake, because that's going to be the key one.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's Master's race to lose at this stage. He just needs to hang on and avoid a penalty himself. But as far as driver of the day goes, I mean, you have to be between those two, Tudor and Master. Tudor, just because he's moved up a division tonight, reserving up, and currently looking like he could get a race win here.
Yeah, that's right. I think that's a good call, to be honest. So I guess we'll take our 3 laps to deliberate in our own minds. And a little bit of contact. Aston Martin to Cooper, the top, but yeah, certainly Master and Tudor. You'd think giving it to Stoyan or Cooper would be appropriate, but with the penalties, it just doesn't do enough. We have had a request for a onboard lap, so Bolt Zaru, please let us know which driver you want to redeem that for. You need to let us know which driver you want us to redeem that for. He wants it with Master, so we will go now for a full onboard lap with Master as we engage in this top 4 battle. And yeah, that turn 1 has just been a tricky disaster for everyone. It's a tricky braking zone. You've got Cooper on the outside. That is entrepreneurial, I think, but probably over-optimistic.
Yeah, that was a bit of a questionable one, but see if we can do here. Cooper's still going for it. These guys are going at each other pretty much the whole race, and it's just allowing Master just to hang on here as we're right on board with him. He can just sit here in this way. He doesn't need to do anything, but he needs to be careful. Tudor's right behind. Tudor, I don't think Master realises that Tudor's will probably go for this. I don't think he's going to make this easy for Master.
No, it wouldn't. I mean, why not? Two-Door Gaming is staring down a race win at the moment. And all he has to do is just tuck into the slipstream, buy this time, either Master's going to make a mistake, or there'll be an opportunity out of turn 12 for him to do the overtake with the big slipstream.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. He doesn't need to do much. There's still 7 laps left of these guys. They just need to just hang on, not get a penalty though. The minute they get a penalty, it becomes someone else's chance. But geez, Stoyan really using all the truck into turn 1 there, defending against Cooper.
Especially given that Stoyan is the one with a 3-second penalty for exceeding track limits. He should be a little bit more careful about that.
Yeah, not caring at all about that. As they go side by side again, and they swap again, and Master's still just hanging in there, holding off Tudor.
Oh, Tudor has a little bit of a look. And this is well and truly the battle for P1 at the moment. Tudor's starting to get a little bit racy with 6 laps to go. In the background, Panic is ahead of Wogjet again. SJ still holding off Ricciardo. And 2 Asian for you with a penalty, though, getting rather close to the back of Ricciardo's car. Dynasty's right there. It's basically a big slipstream train down from P5 to P11. Then it's another one from P12 down. And then you've got this battle, the top 4, which is essentially only a 2-way battle, sadly. We've got Sammy in chat as well. Welcome into chat, Sammy. Commiseration, mate. Sammy, if you want to tell us in chat a little bit more about what happened, as passively as you possibly can, that would be fantastic, because we're gutted. We're gutted for the Hasses today. That's a real shame, especially given your pace today. Anyway, Wogjet has found his way past to the McLaren again, so Panic can't get away. SJ locks up, and big spin there, nearly. Was it a spin? No, it wasn't. I think that was Ricciardo that got out of shape, but he's absolutely saved the day with that one.
Yeah, he has. That was really lucky.
Oh.
Master. Jeez, these guys are really getting antsy up the top now. Still 5 laps left, but Master looked like he wanted to actually go for a move on Stoyan there. Getting probably a bit sick of being behind at this stage.
Well, as they say, no time like the present.
Yeah, he might just be feeling the heat from behind and starting to maybe wanting to put a car between him and Tudor.
I'll tell you what, this is why I'm not racing in F1, because I'd get really paranoid, I'd get anxious, and I'd get really antsy and frustrated, and just go for a send into turn 1. I'd just go for it, and then there'd be an accident and an investigation and a firing.
Yeah, it's a fine line of sending it and holding that move in. But oh, geez, Ricciardo and SJ, these guys, there's 4 wide on the main straight now.
Whoa, there we go. Just caught on the cameras. Up the inside for the Mercedes. What on earth?
Jesus.
Oh, no!
Oh, it's SJ,
no.
2 Asian.
Yeah, well, I think that was as a result of Dynasty being there in front. SJ just kept the foot in, tagged the rear end, and then basically launched himself and 2 Asian off the track there. Whoa. If you didn't know, ladies and gentlemen, going 4 wide into turn 1 at Interlagos is not a great idea.
No, it's incredibly hard to get right.
Yeah.
But the ones that our eyes will start to rest on for the rest of this race, because they are the ones to take the win, really. I mean, Cooper and Stoyan have not been able to break away.
Yeah.
And obviously, if they cannot get those penalties removed, we are looking at Master or Tudor taking this race win. And depending if Wogjet's probably a little bit far off.
Oh, Master sent it down the inside. And he's done it. He's actually gone and done it. So Master has sent it down the inside. There was contact between him and Stoyan. It was not a clean overtake at all. And he's pulled off to the side of the road to try and break the slipstream. Doesn't want Stoyan coming back at him, because that is a Ferrari likely seeing a bit of red mist descend. And Cooper the bot sees the mistake at a turn 4, takes the position away. And look at Master. He's away. He's chuckling. He's laughing. He might find himself in the steward's paddock. We don't know. But at the moment, he's P1 as Stoyan runs into the back of Cooper. Oh, it's all come to blows.
Yeah, this is not what Tudor wants. He needs to get in front of these 2 ASAP, because Master has now got exactly what he needed, 2 cars in between him and Tudor, but that may be looked at after this race. That was a pretty audacious move.
What did we say? It's entrepreneurial and overly optimistic.
Yeah.
Very much the startup mindset there. Just quickly here, Josh, if you could put up the voting poll in Twitch chat. I believe our driver of the days are going to be Master and Two Door Gaming. So if you could chuck Master and Two Door Gaming up into a poll, that would be absolutely fantastic. Also hearing from Sammy the Slammer saying Haas's were just both in the wrong place at the wrong time. NZT was on the right-hand side battling with Pep. Then he decided to pit, and Sammy was there. So very unfortunate as Cooper the Bot goes past.
Yeah, Cooper in P1. So what does this mean? Does he try and help his teammate here? I think he will. And Stoin and Master side by side, and Master made contact and rejoin and hit the side of Two Door. And here we go. We've got 2 laps left now, 3 laps left.
You know what would be a really good use of someone's channel points is to give us an onboard lap, last lap with Two Door Gaming, because this is going to be absolutely wild. That was a pretty close call on the unsafe rejoin. I don't know what that might look like, but he was forced essentially off track there. Well, not necessarily forced, but he certainly ended up off track. Nowhere he really could have rejoined, but to make contact then, that could go to the steward's box for sure, and that could cost him a race win. Two Door Gaming, this is going to be one of his last opportunities as we head on to the 35th lap of this race. Two Doors on the outside, but late braking from Master, and he's gone straight into the side of Stoin.
Yeah, that's not what he would want, and that pretty much wraps it up, because I think that will be looked at. Two Door, though, still trying to get the move done. On Master, Cooper and Stoin breaking away from those two, but they've still got that penalty, and Stoin gets another 3 second, just rubbing the wound a little bit deeper.
Whoa,
Jeez, look at these two. Two Door, they're really going toe to toe here.
Well, chat is saying a lot of stuff in chat right now. Aiden saying this surely won't end well, and we have had a channel point redemption for Two Door Gaming on board for the final lap of this race, which we're just coming up to in a few moments' time. So we will get there very, very soon. That is the automatic cameras is playing their tricks on me yet again. But let's go on board. I think this final lap with Two Door Gaming is going to be absolutely epic. And this is it. This is for the race win right here. And it might all be done way sooner than we thought. Master's defending, squeezing Two Door Gaming. Will it be another send down the inside? That might be all that Master can do.
Yeah, here it goes. Starts the last lap. Cooper starting the lap in P1, but does have that 10-second penalty. Two Door and Master currently the guys to watch. They'll be the ones that can take this race win. I tell you what, though, Two Door looking like he has this. He needs to just hang on this straight. Master got 14% battery. That's not a lot. Two Door has less though. Just bear in mind that Master will have that DRS on that back straight. He also has plenty of opportunities ahead of him here to make a lunge of some sort.
Yeah,
just needs Two Door doing everything, trying to position the car everywhere to stop Master going through this lunge.
Yeah. Well, here we go. It's lap 36. Last few corners now. Bit of a deep entry there in turn 11 for Two Door Gaming. He's got Master right behind him. We're still for the onboard lap, so we can't see anything. But this is going to be deploy everything. Deploy absolutely everything. The missiles, the oil slick, the spikes, everything. Go for it, because Master is going to have a huge drive up the grid. Cooper and Stoin will come across the line first. Look at the penalties, though. It's Two Door Gaming in the box seat. Two Door's got it. No! Yes, he does! Yes. Whoa, what a race end that was to the feature race in the sprint weekend at the Interlagos Grand Prix, the Brazilian Grand Prix, putting on a show, and by 35 hundredths of a second, it's Two Door Gaming with the race win over Master, and that last couple of lap incidents have really not worked in the favor of Master for this one, and Two Door Gaming, the reserve, coming up from Division 5, 4Kick Sauber, has taken a race win. Our Driver of the Day poll is currently up. Please go and vote. It's between Two Door Gaming and Master. Please put your vote into the Twitch chat. The poll is live, and we've got a few minutes, and we'll do our race interviews as that gets itself sorted out. Dido, some lulls in that one, but what a hurricane.
Yeah, I mean, you never want a race to be decided by penalties, but that's what's happened here. Two Door reserving up a division tonight and getting a race win. I mean, that's pretty Driver of the Day worthy for me. In my opinion, he did a very good job tonight. Master P2, Stoin P3. Cooper, just that 10-second pretty much was it. That's what hurt him. I think he would have had that win if it wasn't for that, but Kick, really good result here tonight. Massive result from them.
Massive result, and yeah, just a little bit too eager to get into the pits for Cooper, and that's what's cost him the race win. But he'll be very happy for his teammate reserving up, Two Door Gaming. So we will see Two Door, Stoyne, and Cooper in the commentary box for some interviews in a few moments' time. The full results up on your screen right now. Two Door, Stoyne, Cooper, Master from Panic, from Ricciardo. Ricciardo managing to actually get a really good result there at the end. Wogjet for Williams, Sammy the Slammer, Flubber, Dynasty, Pep, Two Asian for you, Deadly Fuller, SJ, Uncle Morty, and NZT. Your 16 drivers on the grid here today for sprint, the sprint race at the Brazilian Grand Prix, round 15. Fantastic stuff. So please, let's get Two Door Gaming, Stoyne, and Cooper into the commentary box as soon as we possibly can, and we will get these interviews underway before we head to our Division 2 coverage. But I hope everyone in chat has enjoyed the racing today. It's been absolutely fantastic stuff at the sprint race. And really worth sticking around for these interviews because we've got a lot of questions for these guys.
We do, but I might be able to do third place, but I am racing in this Div 2 race, so I might need to.
I see. Well, I can always round out the stream solo. That's not a problem, mate, if you need to jump off.
Get my ring turned on at some point. But
we have you asking questions from the cockpit of your car.
Yeah, I will probably call it right now just so that I can get some things organized before this race. It's a long one. But, thanks for having me, guys, and yeah, enjoy the interviews, and we'll see you all soon for Div 2.
Thank you. Good luck in the race, Dido. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Dido joining me in the commentary box today. Massive thank you to him for his insights and eloquent demeanor. Always a pleasure to be in the commentary box with you, mate.
Cheers, mate. Thank you. Appreciate it. Great comms from you, of course.
Cheers, mate. All right. So hopefully we'll see some of the drivers jump into the commentary box for some interviews. Fingers are crossed. In fact, we do have our first jumping in. So I think we will, just to keep proceedings moving. Two Door Gaming, welcome to the commentary box. I've got to go and make sure that I get onto the right car here because we've got to make sure that we see that lovely green that you've been driving today. First of all,
Thanks,
massive congratulations. Did it feel like that came a little bit out of the blue, maybe?
Oh, absolutely. It was what, 3,000ths or something like that at the line, and yeah, it just seemed like, well, just sitting behind those top three pretty much that whole last stint, just trying to stick in DRS sort of thing and not get dropped, and was hoping that there'd be a bit of carnage at the end for that last little bit, and sure enough there was, and yeah, managed to save as much battery as I could on that last lap and just burn everything up to the line.
Well, that was the key, wasn't it? I mean, you had to use absolutely everything because Master was saving everything behind him as well, and it came down to 3,500ths of a second. It was absolutely nothing right at the end there. And we're doing this interview in reverse order, of course, but when you saw the penalties come out for the two ahead, surely at that point you're thinking, this could be on.
Oh, definitely, yeah. I'm fortunate for my teammate Cooper getting the 10-second speeding into the pits, but Stoyne got his first one pretty early, that first 3-second pretty early on, so I thought, well, he's probably going to get another one, and sure enough he did. He got 6 seconds, I think, in the end, and then so I was on for a podium, but I didn't think the win was going to happen. I mean, I'm Div 5, so...
Well, that was going to be my next question. I mean, reserving up from Div 5, that is no easy thing to do, especially in a Division 4 that is this competitive. But you were right up there. You're top 4 pace at Interlagos today.
It's probably one of my better tracks. I know people say that all the time, but I like the fast flowing corners, like a couple of heavy braking points, and like an actual proper circuit rather than a street circuit sort of thing. So that's I really enjoy racing at tracks like this, like Brazil, Bahrain, and tracks like that. So yeah, fantastic. That was a lot of fun.
Fantastic. Well, congratulations. I do also have the pleasure of telling you that you are today's driver of the day.
Oh, look at that.
So you've really come up to Division 4 and made a bit of a statement, mate, which is fantastic. You can take a bunch of Division 4 trophies back to your Division 5 races, assuming that you'll be going back. Who knows? Kick might be contacting you to continue a bit of run up here. Certainly in terms of the team's championship, that would help them quite a bit. So, mate, well done. Congratulations. And hopefully we'll see you at some point soon again in the commentary box. But ladies and gentlemen, your race winner, mate. Two Door Gaming. Congratulations, mate.
Yeah, shout out to the engineers. Thanks for helping.
Absolute legend. So there we go. Then, of course, we have P2. We're doing this in reverse order, so sorry, Stoyan, you're going to have to wait just a little bit longer. Master, welcome into the commentary box, mate. Good to have you in here, of course. Commiserations on P2. We thought for a long time that you'd be in the box seat for that P1, but you were looking forward as well as having to look back a lot throughout that race.
Yeah, coming into the weekend, I was like, mainly the main goal was to try help Ricciardo as much as possible with the championship. After like a couple bad free weekends, that really pretty much put me out of contention for the championship. Wasn't really expecting to qualify top 3 today, actually, but it's a pretty intense race, pretty disappointing end, but yeah.
Yeah, I believe the gap at the end was 35 hundredths of a second, and we saw that you were trying to save as much as possible to just deploy everything. We were saying on the stream, deploy the missiles, deploy the oil slick, deploy the laser-guided missiles, and the whole thing. And you gave it absolutely everything, so, congratulations on that. And certainly throughout the race, there are a few moves there that looked absolutely on. Turn 1, you were absolutely on fire, but just couldn't get it to stick, really.
Yeah, it was pretty, I think that move was really because I had what's his name, Two Door behind me. He was I could tell he really, really wanted to get ahead of me. So and then I realized if I just stay behind, he's probably gonna send it. So I couldn't really risk it. So I just all in into the turn 1. But yeah, it was a shame I couldn't really make it stick the last time in, because that really could have probably given me the win. But yeah, it is what it is.
Indeed. Yeah. So anyway, a massive congratulations on P2. This still puts Aston Martin and yourself in a really good position going forward into the last few rounds of the season. And of course, for Aston Martin, both cars finished ahead of the Mercedes, who are your nearest competitors. And you finished up there P2. So that's a bunch of points for the team and a bunch of points for yourself in the Drivers' Championship. So got to be proud for that at least.
Yeah. Although it was really, really disappointing, and just it's a really good points haul for this weekend, considering we didn't have a good one last week. But we'll take it as it is and just keep moving forward.
Indeed. All right, thank you so much, Master. We will see you back for the next race, mate. And thanks for jumping into the commentary box, mate. Go and have a well-deserved rest.
Thank you.
All right, and next up into the commentary box, it is Stoyan. I thought it was Cooper. Maybe I've got something wrong. Stoyan, maybe you can correct me. Welcome into the commentary box. I'm assuming this means that you got 3rd place. I thought you got 4th. No, you got 3rd. Yes.
Cooper got 10 seconds.
Oh, so he was still far enough behind. Yeah, okay, right, cool. So my math at the end after a race that was going back and forward. Let me talk to you about your back and forward. How many laps did you lead versus Cooper lead? I think it was something like 50-50 between you guys.
Yeah, it must have been 50-50. I felt that I don't know what Master Zuck's setup was, but he was either bad on the last turn. He probably did it in 3rd gear, or he was just had higher wings, because it was just me and Cooper switching with each other each time. But yeah, I just in the end I got a bit sloppy and got a few pens, but it is what it is.
Yeah, that's right. We saw this eternal battle. You sort of got ahead at turn 12. I don't whether or not Cooper was letting you get on by then. I'm not sure. I think he might have started doing that towards the latter part of the race. And then into turn 4, you were just holding the outside line, and Cooper would dive into the inside with DRS. Was the plan there just to, let it be what it be, you'll get him back kind of thing? Were you... Yeah,
exactly. I was just making it harder for him to take the corner at a slow pace, and at the same time, if he was on my inside, because he was on the left-hand side, it was just I was kind of defending from Masters up, because I was just cutting him straight behind Cooper every time, so there was just not a gap there for Master to come up the inside. and then I would get him on the straight every other time. But then I felt as well, Master probably could have been closer to me on the last corner to try and push, and maybe he got close a few times. But I don't know. I feel like Master, maybe if he's still here, he must have been doing it in third gear or something, because Cooper and I just seemed to pull away, whereas I felt like anyone else I was behind on that last corner I could catch. So, Master, what were your wings if you're still here?
I think 40-42.
Yeah, I was 30-30, so
Yeah, no.
that was. I understand why you guys were so good on that first corner. I had to take it fucking so slowly.
Indeed. Yeah, so that first corner was where all the trouble seemed to occur for the most part, but then it started to get scrappy in through the middle section through Ferradora and turn 7, 8, 9. Those track limits, where were those coming for you, man?
Turn 1. Turn 2 actually. So if turn 1 was bad, trying to pick my time to rip it into turn 2, but sometimes I just had a mistake. And then I think there might have been one or two others that were just fighting with another car. And then one or two more was just super lazy, where I knew I was going wide and I stepped off the gas, but I stepped back on too early. So I just had to be a bit more patient there. But after I saw Master we just couldn't pull away no matter what. And I'd already had the pens. I was just like, not much I can do here. Take second to the line. It is what it is.
Yeah, that's right. Well, congratulations. I know you've got a bit of a fan base that likes to tune in on the Twitch chat to support you. They were absolutely singing your praises all the way through. But unfortunately, not able to get there onto the P1, P2. You were certainly on for it today. So congratulations nonetheless on P3. And we will see you back for the next race and in red once again.
All right. Cheers, mate.
Thank you very much. Awesome. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that is your top 3 interview done in reverse order this time, for reasons that's how they joined the commentary box. That is going to be our stream today. Division 2 is rapidly on its way for your viewing pleasure, so I'm going to get out of the way, get the commentary box nice and vacated so that the Division 2 guys can take over and bring you that coverage. A big thanks once again to our sponsors, AI369, S-Nation, SimLab, and Pagnian. Really appreciate what you guys do for Rush Racing League, and thank you to all the admins and stewards in the background for the unwavering faith and dedication to the Rush Racing League. That was round 15 sprint for Season 8, Division 4 at Brazil, and you'll be joined shortly by 2 new commentators for Division 2. My name is George Cook. We've had It's Dido in the commentary box here today once again, and we're very much looking forward to seeing you guys back here again next week for round 16. Until then, have a fantastic rest of your weekend. We'll see you for the next one. Bye-bye.